Hey guys, and welcome to my honest, unsponsored Gymshark x KK Fit review. So if you're new here, my name is Kathryn. I do a lot of unsponsored, honest activewear reviews, and I can be very blunt with my thoughts sometimes. So I got so many requests to review this, and honestly, I haven't been doing a lot of Gymshark reviews lately because they've just kind of been bringing back like the same seamless stuff over and over, and I already know how it is. I'm bored of it. But whenever Gymshark comes out with an athlete collaboration, like the Nikki Blackadder, I never got to try that. That was like before my time with Gymshark. Whitney Simmons, of course. I always love the Whitney Simmons collections. Even if they didn't quite hit the marks on everything perfectly, I still feel like the designs were way more my style personally than a lot of Gymshark stuff. And now the KK Fit collab. So if you guys don't know the KK Fit twins, it's Kathryn and Kendra. I feel a slight connection because their Kathryn is spelled the exact way as my Kathryn, which is the correct way. They've been Gymshark athletes forever. I don't know if they like compete in any bodybuilding competitions still at all. I really don't follow them that closely, but they're definitely super strong, constantly like bulking and cutting, tracking their macros. A lot more like strict on their fitness regimen than I am personally, which is why I don't like follow them that closely. That's just not my thing. Anyway, so as soon as I saw another Gymshark athlete collaboration was coming out, I knew I had to try it. So in terms of the launch, like the last Whitney Simmons launch was a lot smoother, but the one before that was like the worst launch I've ever experienced. This one, actually my boyfriend shopped for me because I was in the middle of seeing a patient, but he got everything super quickly and it looked like there was a ton of stock even like 12 hours after the launch. So I don't know if they just like did a really good job stocking the launch or if not a lot of people bought it. I haven't even opened this package yet, and I'll say the launch went smooth, but I did just get an email like 2 days ago after I already got my package that I will not be getting the woven jacket with this because they oversold it and they didn't have enough to send me, which to me it's not a big deal because I'm really just getting this stuff to review. So it's like kind of like, okay, well, I won't be able to review it for you guys, but I feel like that is something that often happens with Gymshark, especially with these huge launches. They oversell and then some people end up not getting their items. I feel like it's a little better than it used to be, but it still happens. I'm honestly not quite exactly sure what all I got. I told Ian to get me everything and I don't think he quite got me everything. So why I feel like this collection didn't quite hit the mark with most people is because like when you look at like the Whitney Simmons collection, Whitney really tried to make sure that she came out with pieces that were really her style and that she would personally like, but she also kind of tried to have like two different main styles that would make more people happy. Like I feel like I am like pretty narrow in like what I like about my activewear, but if I were to create a line, I know I would want to create something that has a little something for everyone, so it's not just appealing to like one specific person. And I feel like with the KK Fit collection, they really focused just exactly on what they really look for in activewear, and they are very particular with their styles. Like I don't want to necessarily call them like bodybuilders because I don't know if they really identify as that, but I feel like they wear their activewear or have activewear preferences that I'd say like most people don't necessarily have the same preferences. They like super short shorts and they'll even roll them up in their workout, and like personally I'm like, if my shorts are rolling, like I will not wear them. So we'll see that in their shorts where they actually designed them to come up and be shorter in the front. And they also only came out with one pair of leggings, and in their review when they announced the collection, they were like, oh, these leggings are a 7/8 length. But they were only a 7/8 length on them, and I don't know their exact height, but I definitely know they're on the shorter side. So that's why whenever I do reviews, if something's a 7/8 length on me personally, I'll say, this is a 7/8 length on me because I'm 5'9", so if something's a 7/8 length on me, it's probably not going to be a 7/8 length on most of the legging wearing population because I'm taller than most of them. So I felt like when they said this is a 7/8 length and they designed a 7/8 length for them, it's way too short on most people. So like anyone like above 5'5", the leggings are gonna be essentially capris. So I'm mentally prepared for some calf cutting capris today, which if you guys know me, I do not like capris. And like I said, I definitely have my own activewear preferences, and if I were making an activewear collection, I would also definitely want to design pieces that are exactly what I want to wear, but I would also want to cater to a wide audience. So definitely comment your thoughts below on this. I'm always welcoming an open discussion if you guys agree, disagree. And without further ado, let's start trying on the pieces. Okay, first up are the leggings. So these are $55, and I'm gonna measure the inseam because they do look very short. Guys, every time I review Gymshark, I'm just reminded of why I really don't wear them anymore. And I just like already have some loose strings and stuff on this, which is like, okay, like I'll cut it off. But I just feel like the quality control like isn't really there. Like this isn't even the worst part, but like I literally just took these out of the bag and there's like parts where I feel like the fabric wasn't quite cut off all the way and the strings are kind of sticking out. Anyways, here are the leggings. I got everything in a size small, which is kind of my normal Gymshark size. So first of all, on these, there's kind of a seam at the top, but it's really thin, so I don't expect any cutting in. They also have this like tiny little waistband, and I also have noticed that Kathryn and Kendra really like to hike up their leggings, which I'm on board. I also like to hike up my leggings, but with this really tiny waistband up here, you're not gonna get any lower tummy control or anything. And then we have this aspect here, which I just can't quite figure out how this made it into production, to be quite honest. They say that this is like a quad contouring seam, but in reality, it's just built-in granny panties into your leggings. And I just don't think that this is cute at all. Like, I don't really think it contours the quads, first of all. And you know, no judgment in your own activewear preferences. Someone tell me if you like this seam, why you like it, because maybe I'm missing something. And then we have the back. They have that subtle scrunch detail that they introduced in the Whitney collection, which I love because it looks like a scrunch, but when you're wearing it, it actually completely flattens out and just gives you a little glute separation. So I personally love this little scrunch detail. Occasionally it does like slightly stretch out over time, but I still think it's more glute separation than just one little seam. So I love that. I love the kind of V-tapered glute seams, always gonna be flattering. And then they have their very bold logo, and you know, and for like the Whitney V2 collection, I really didn't like that gold lettering that was like across. Like, I don't really want your name on my leggings, you know, which I get, it's their collection, so that's not really necessarily a problem. And I do appreciate that it is a tonal logo, so it's not super noticeable from far away, but it is a very bold logo. Like, it's very large, way larger than honestly like most Gymshark logos usually. This is like a very, very slightly brushed material, definitely on the thinner side. Feels like it's gonna be pretty stretchy. Okay, so I measured like a 23.5-inch inseam, which is definitely very short. And I even have some 23-inch inseam leggings that I feel like fit me a little longer than these. So I don't know, too short for me. All right guys, first of all, the tag bouquet strikes again. I hate that they put all of these little tags in there, and they're not even the easy rip away tag. Everyone else has the easy rip away tags now, but Gymshark, you have to cut them out yourself and then risk cutting the garment, and you can never get them fully at the base. I hate this. So we're just gonna try to tuck this away as best I can. So we got a nice solid high rise, and I really feel like these would stay up really well at the gym, just because this little waistband part just kind of snatches you in right here. So I feel like they'd stay up really well, but again, you're really not gonna get any lower tummy control. The elephant in the room. I mean, like, someone try to tell me that these don't look like granny panties over my leggings. I don't get it. And like, I don't really think that they are contouring your quads. I mean, sure, it kind of starts at your quad, but I just don't really think that it kind of did what they were hoping for with this. So that's kind of a bummer. They do have an extra little Gymshark logo here, but it's very subtle, just in like the tonal silicone. Then you go to the back, and I think they did a really good job on the back of these leggings. Like, it's super flattering on the glutes. These go above my hip bones without even trying to pull them up. Nice flattering curved seams. And then you have the little scrunch detail, which just gives a little glute separation without looking super scrunchy. So definitely medium to high on the booty scale. The fabric is definitely on the thin side, so I would say that these are not going to be very cellulite friendly. So I wouldn't really expect any cellulite coverage. If you are looking for cellulite coverage, I'd probably choose the black camo if the leggings come in that color. And then we get to the length of these, which really is just too short for me. Like, I can do up to like a 25-inch inseam and still feel like it's okay for me, but these are just really too short. And because they're not meant to be like a capri length, they're cutting into my calves right here, and it just feels like really tight and uncomfortable. So I really just don't think that these work for my taller ladies, unfortunately. So I really wish that they were going to come out with two lengths. If you're gonna try to do a 7/8, it just is too short for anyone who's really like above 5'5", 5'6". So I think the sizing is much more true to size than the Whitney Simmons Gymshark collections. Those I always really struggled with sizing, but here I feel like a size small is really working for me. It's not squishing me in any places. It's not baggy. It's staying up well. So I think they really nailed the sizing, and compression is like light to medium. It's pretty stretchy and thin, and I'm not getting any restriction anywhere, which sometimes I do with Gymshark seamless, but not usually in their not seamless items. So personally, these leggings aren't for me, which is a bummer because the back looks really cute, but I just can't sacrifice whatever this is. Next, we have the bra, which brings me to another problem I had with this collection. For the Whitney Simmons collection, I know I keep bringing that up, but that's like the most recent athlete collab, so it just makes the most sense for me to compare. For the Whitney Simmons collection, I feel like they came out with pieces that were totally different that I'd never seen from Gymshark before and just were like very unique. Even with like the Nikki B collection like years ago that I never personally owned, but it was a really unique collection. With the KK Fit collection, it's just kind of regular Gymshark pieces. Like this sports bra is essentially identical to the Gymshark V-neck training bra, which just tells me that they obviously like that bra, which I think is a good thing. Like you're working with a brand that you really like their stuff, but I just wish they came out with something new because this is the only bra they came out with and it's essentially something Gymshark already had. And it's essentially the same, but it's $10 more. Like the Gymshark V-neck training bra is $30 and the KK Fit one is $40. And from what I can tell, the only real difference is this logo, and I just can't imagine that this is $10. Okay, we're chatting a lot in this video, but I feel like this should be said. Like, I get that a lot of activewear brands are kind of raising the prices lately, and I hear you guys commenting about that a lot, and I think it should be said that the cost of consumer goods across everything, like not just activewear, is rising, just like, you know, inflation. It's happening, unfortunately. So I know a lot of brands are raising their prices right now, which would make sense if they also raised the price of the training bra. But since the training bra is still $30 and then this one's $40, that's where I get a little disconnect with this one. Okay, anyways, V-neck in the front, removable cup pads. I really like that they included the cup pads, even though Kathryn and Kendra personally removed their cup pads. Thank you for just including them. I like a cup pad personally. The logo is here, again, pretty bold. And then they have that little detail, which I think is cute in the back. It just kind of comes into a T-back, very open, and a little detail down here. So let's try this on. I feel like this might be a little small for me. I don't know. So here's the bra. I've actually never tried the training bra version of this, so I don't really know what to compare to, but I actually really like it. I have way more coverage than I thought. Like I really thought I would be squeezing out of this, but I would say definitely very true to size. The band fits nicely, not too snug. These straps might cut into the traps a little bit, but they don't feel too tight and they still have like a little room to them, so I wouldn't be too concerned. I feel like you can see the cup pads like a little bit, but that is something that happens, so that's not too big of a deal for me. The logo is definitely big, but it is tonal, so I don't feel like it's like, you know, so crazy in your face. Like I don't hate it, at least on the bra, as much as I thought I would. And then the back is just very simple open back. And I just think that this little detail like down here is super cute. And this is definitely like a favorite of like the Gymshark training bras. But one of the reasons I feel like people liked the Gymshark training bras was because they made them so affordable. They're like, you know, like $25 to $30, and for them to raise the price on this one to $40 for what to me looks like the exact same bra is, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a mistake. But anyways, pretty good side boob coverage, but it's not cutting into me. We do get just like a little hint of cleavage here, but I'm definitely not gonna fall out. And support, I would say, is medium. So yeah, for me, thumbs up on the bra. I just wish it was the same price as the training bra. Okay, next we have the shorts. These are $35. So they're very similar to the leggings, same like tiny waistband, and they got the scrunch and the curved glute seams. So that is all the same. But one reason I really wanted to get these was because of this curved seam here. And this is what I was talking about earlier when I said that Kathryn and Kendra like to like roll up their shorts and they like to have them really short on their legs, which is all just personal preference. But that's why they designed these, to have them be shorter in the front to kind of like highlight the quads, which I feel like is actually like really cool to see in shorts because I really don't see this kind of design much. So I really liked that they brought this in. But again, I just don't know if it's what most people want in their shorts. Personally, I prefer just like a slightly longer short. That's just me. I am also very tall, but I think it would have been nice to see this short and maybe a bike short as well, just to kind of like cater to everyone. Obviously, you're never gonna make everyone happy, but you know what I mean. Okay, here are the shorts, and I actually just wanted to show them before I started adjusting them. As you can see, they're already kind of getting eaten up by my thighs. Any short that hits above the taper of my thighs here will always roll up on me. So I'm not really too surprised, but just saying, even though these have that kind of like high-low situation, doesn't mean they're not gonna roll. So mine still definitely roll, and I will adjust them in a second, but just wanted to show we're definitely getting rolling. So if I adjust them a little bit, they really don't have that much length in the front. So this is what they look like. They're compressing the thighs a little bit, but I would say for the most part, there is a little bit of stretch here. So we just have this tiny waistband up here, which is okay with me because I am usually not super concerned with lower tummy control, but because it's so high up, if you are someone that is looking for lower tummy control, this is not gonna be your collection. So in terms of the overall compression, at least on the shorts, I'd give them like a medium compression. And then we go to the back. I really like that they have the extra length here, and the seams go well above the glutes without me trying to pull them up. So very flattering. I'm definitely gonna give these medium to high on the booty scale. You also have that little scrunch that your glutes kind of fill out the scrunch so you don't get an actual physical scrunch looking thing, which I don't love. I just like to get a little glute separation without looking like I'm having a scrunch. So I really like the back of these. I think it's really nice. Just wish the shorts for me were a little longer, but for my short ladies, this might be a good length for you. And they are pretty thin for me. I'm not getting any camel problems. I feel like I saw a lot of people talking about KK Fit, like their try on video. I feel like you could definitely see some things in the camel region, but they also don't wear underwear with their leggings. So when you don't wear underwear, you have nothing stopping the leggings from eventually settling into those creases. So personally, I always wear a nude seamless thong, and I never have problems with camel in the no front seam shorts. So I honestly do agree with them. I don't think that these shorts or leggings cause any sort of camel toe, so long as you wear just a little layer of something, a thin little seamless underwear. It always solves a problem for me with no front seams. Okay, I don't think I ended up getting the woven shorts or the cropped tee, which I told Ian to get everything, and he was shop really quick, but he must have just missed those, which I'm still very thankful that he was able to shop for me, but I'll have to tell him to do better next time. So I got the oversized tee, and this is their camo print, which I wasn't really a fan of this camo print. It kind of looks like dragon scales, which could be cool. So yeah, just an oversized tee. It has like kind of like a raw cut edge. There is still a seam at the bottom, so it's not gonna fray. And it also has a seam in the middle of the shirt, so you can crop it yourself, which I think was a great idea because their cropped tees that they made were very, very cropped. And Kathryn and Kendra also don't have like much of a bust, which if you are a busty lady, like the crop I'm wearing right now, if you have a bust and you have like a really short crop, it gets even shorter and kind of flares out. So I felt like the crop that they made that was actually like came cropped would definitely have been too cropped for me. So I like that they had this option where you can just cut it and make your own little crop at home. The giant logo in the back, which again, you can only see when the reflective lighting is showing, and I actually kind of like the reflection, but yeah, let's try this on. Okay, here is the oversized tee. It's actually not that oversized. Like if you're really thinking for this to be like a pump cover vibe, which if you guys didn't know what a pump cover is, it's where you wear a large shirt to cover the pump that you get after your workout. I don't really get it, but you know, if you just like to wear baggy tees to the gym, I wouldn't really consider this that baggy of a tee. It's not super big, so if you're really looking for that big t-shirt vibe, I would definitely size up 1 to 2 sizes. I like that it has a little bit of stretch to it, and it still has that kind of like raw cut curled up edge, but there is a seam, so you know it won't roll up too much. So I like that because I do have some raw cut edge shirts and they just kind of like roll up a little too much. So if you wanted to wear it full length, it definitely will go, you know, halfway to fully over your butt. I have a long torso and it's only going halfway over my butt. So for most people, it'll probably go more. And for me, the seam line where they say you can like kind of crop your shirt is right here, which is right where my bra band ends. So it's kind of still pretty cropped for me. So if I were to crop this, I'd probably do it down here. Whenever you're cropping a shirt, always start longer than you think because you can't undo what you cropped, but you can always crop a little more. And then you have the little reflective logo in the back. So yeah, I just kind of wish this was more like a boxy oversized fit, but I don't know if that's like what they were going for or not, so. And the last piece I got is the hoodie. I got it in a size medium. I watched their try on haul and I just kind of liked the oversized look when they sized up. When they wore the sweatshirt in their normal shirt size, it just looked like very tight and kind of uncomfortable. So sized up to a medium in this. It's a very cropped zip up hoodie. It has like a terry lining on the inside, so it's gonna be a little more lightweight. It's not gonna be as soft and brushed, but it's actually pretty soft terry. Again, just kind of like more quality control stuff. I feel like I'm getting, see, that's just a big chunk of something that just like fell out. All right, here's the hoodie, and I'm glad I got it in a size medium. So this is just what it looks like unzipped. I actually think it's like a really cute little like gym cover-up piece. I like to wear a little something over my sports bra and leggings in the winter to the gym, and I like that because it's cropped, it's not gonna like take up too much space in your gym bag. It is gonna be that terry lining on the inside. Here's the lining close up. Oh, and they have that like raw cut edge here. I feel like they're definitely very like edgy vibes, which I'm not necessarily all of the time. I don't consider myself very edgy, but I still think it's cute. You have the little pockets here, and here it is zipped up. And I honestly kind of find it hard to believe that this is a medium when I feel like Gymshark usually runs big. I definitely feel like these tops run small because it is already like, it's not tight on this little bottom band, but it is not gaping at all. Definitely like a size up 1 to 2 sizes in this jacket. And here it is all the way zipped up, and then it has the hood, which I never really wear hoods, but here it is. I also don't like to put them on too much, so I look very silly. And then you have the logo on the back, I think. I can't really actually see it. Okay guys, that's it for the review. I feel like overall just not really a lot of these pieces worked for me. Mostly the tops, if anything, worked for me, but I would just buy the Gymshark training bra for $10 less and not this one unless you really feel like you need the colors of this. Anyways, comment your thoughts down below, as well as any other video suggestions, things you'd like me to review. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!